I found some Christmas goodies. First, from Simon & Schuster Software comes a $10 gift, "Twas the Night Before Christmas," an animated musical Christmas card. It starts off with jingle bells and some Santa animation. It then offers a nicely illustrated version of The Night Before Christmas. You control the pace of the text. There's a Christmas game which involves moving around pieces of a puzzle. I'm not very good at puzzles, as you can see. You can also use it to write a letter to Santa, and you can legally make copies for your friends. "Twas the Night Before Christmas" is $10.
That clip from the 1987 Christmas Buyer's Guide reminded me of my own story with Simon & Schuster's "Twas the Night Before Christmas" animated Christmas disc for the IBM PC-compatible computers. This copy, in particular, is special, and I'd like to tell its story if you'll allow me to take you back to 1987. I was in elementary school in '87. Computers weren't a notable part of the school curriculum at that time where I grew up. It was typical that each classroom had one single computer sitting on a shelf at the back, never turned on or used because they'd been placed as part of a grant or a program and teachers knew nothing about them or how to integrate them into the curriculum. I had been able to spend time with the computer in my kindergarten classroom. The one program I remember was the turtle that draws lines via simple programming. Most likely it was Logo. But in the first and second grade, the teachers kept us busy and I wasn't able to use the computer in those classes. In third grade, Apple must have been drumming up school business or doing some kind of outreach, because my homeroom class was interrupted to be taken to the cafeteria, where a cubicle room had been set up, and inside that room was a mini computer lab consisting of Apple II computers. There was a guy running the lab that had us sit at the machines and type some very simplistic basic programs, and watch the output on the amber screens. Needless to say, that relit the spark of interest in computers, and that year I asked my parents for a computer from Santa, and a Nintendo. What does this have to do with the Christmas disc? Well, just stay with me. Christmas morning came, and because one of my parents had to work an early shift, we all got up at 5 a.m. or so in the morning to open gifts. I walked into a dimly lit living room, due to the sun not being up, to find huge boxes gift wrapped. It's hard to explain the excitement of tearing off the wrapping paper to see boxes with pictures of your very first computer on them. All I can say is, best Christmas ever. In that era, it was very rare to have a computer at home, especially in my corner of the world. The computer was a Vindex HeadStart Turbo 888 XT system. You may have seen LGR review one some years back. That is exactly what I had. Keyboard, monitor, a whole 512 kilobytes of RAM, and double floppy drives. No hard drive. I've only found one photo where my Vindex happened to be in the background. If only I had thought to take a photo or two of it that morning. I was also gifted a printer with it, the Star NX1000, 9-pin dot matrix black and white ribbon printer that used tractor feed paper. The Vindex PC came with a suite of productivity software that included a Quasi-OS, DOS disk, a training disk, word processor, database, and a spreadsheet. I also got the Looney Tunes print kit and the Christmas disc. See, I got there. The computer was an expensive gift at the time, and understandably, the only thing that I really got that Christmas from my parents. I want to say it probably cost around $1,500 in 1987 money, with the printer included. I was told the computer was my gift, but it was also bought for the family to use. Specifically, one parent was working on their master's degree at the time and would use it to write their papers. It was also meant for me to type and print school papers. After all the morning opening of presents concluded, one parent left for work and the other went back to bed, which left just me that had only touched a computer at school a few times to assemble my gift and figure out how it worked. I cleared my desk, unboxed the Vindex piece by piece, looked over some of the documentation, and figured out what wires plugged into what ports, none of which were color-coded in these days, but I could go by the shapes of the ports along with the diagrams. At last, I was ready to try this new wonder out. I figured out that I needed to use the DOS boot disk to get the system going. I inserted the disk, pressed the power buttons on the monitor and computer. It came to life, booted, asked me for a date and time, and then sat at a prompt. Next, I wanted to try the Christmas disk. I was expecting to just put the disk in and have it boot up like a video game console. No one had ever shown or explained executing a program that didn't auto-boot, and the first disk did auto-boot. I was stumped for a bit, so I started reading the cover. No help there. Finally, I just happened to look at the disk label again and noticed the key piece I was missing. At the A prompt, type XMAS and press Enter. The moment that Jingle Bells tune started playing over the PC speaker, I felt a rush of excitement. I had to run, wake up my sleeping parent to tell them how I got the computer working. From there, I was off and running. I watched and listened to the animated Christmas story. I played the slider puzzle game. I even typed a letter to Santa and tried printing a Christmas greeting card on my new printer. It was a magical morning, to say the least. I no longer have the Vindex PC, but I still have the Christmas disc I received in December of 1987. It reminds me of the excitement I felt of a kid getting his first computer on Christmas morning. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. If you stayed for the whole story, thank you. I hope it reminds you of a happy Christmas memory or your first experience with a computer. Feel free to share your experience in the comments below.